Oh, you see, it's funny. It's funny because it's not even a review. The Nostalgia Critic just seriously remade the entirety of Pink Floyd's The Wall and called it a review, and it's the worst fucking thing on the internet, Matt. It's the worst fucking thing on the internet. I've had to watch reviews of it.
Why have you had to watch them? Why have you had to?
Because I'm fascinated that it has created an explosion. All that changed the channel shit last year, and this is the thing that's made his fans go, yeah, we don't like this anymore.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous. Yeah. Matt, I've watched second-hand reviews, and I still got contact cancer.
Yeah.
I'm dying, Matt.
Well, you know how hard it is to be funny in this woke climate.
Oh,
you know, you've really got to push the throat out.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's a wonderful world we live in, kids.
You've heard about this Nostalgia Critic video, right?
I've heard about it. I've not. Well, yeah, because of course it bounced around the Dowse and Lindsay Ellis H. Bomber Guy triumvirate quite a bit on Twitter.
Watch the Ralph the Movie Maker, his second channel, Ralph Seppi. For that, he just did a watch along with it. Like he's cut it down to like 20 minutes, but it's majestic. It's beautiful.
What is Nostalgia Critic even? What is it anymore? Like, what is it anymore?
Well, its original charm was it was just simple reviews with a cartoon man inspired by Daffy Duck shouting about stuff that hasn't aged well that we thought was good when we were kids, and that was the charm of it.
Ironically,
and it was kind of cute. And
it's content that hasn't aged well. What do we like to begin?
And it's turned into a horrible sketch show. I saw a brilliant comment where someone on Twitter said, if he really wants to just make movies, stop making this shit and go and make a movie.
Yeah.
Like, go and do it. You know, or say that you're going to pause the Nostalgia Critic and then go and make a movie and then bring it back later if you're worried about your income, whatever. Fine, whatever. But, I mean, for Christ's sake, Corey Taylor's in it.
Fuck off.
Corey Taylor's in the video.
Fuck you.
You know, when Pink sat there just sort of
Fuck
like...
you.
In the film, they all just sat there watching everything like in the chair, slumped, yeah? There's that narrative thing they keep going back with the visual.
Yeah, the framing
that's
device.
him. That's him in the thing.
Fuck that.
And then his son plays the young him.
Nah.
And then at the end, he confronts the Nostalgia Critic and basically bollocks him because he's like, it's a review. And also, why am I in this? You didn't have me say anything. I just sat in a chair. So they acknowledge the fact that it's a stupid fucking use of Corey Taylor. Keep in mind, this review is entirely in song, bar some lines toward the end. It's a quote-unquote loving tribute. It's a fucking awful parody is what it is. That completely misses the point. The Wall is apparently the internet and social media now.
Oh, yeah, because phone's bad.
Yeah, there's marching iPhones. I'm not even fucking kidding. This is a thing.
Phone's bad.
It's marching iPhones. And then Corey Taylor does sing at the end because he goes, now you've got me. And then he sings SpongeBob SquarePants. For reasons.
This is funny.
For reasons.
It's comedy.
This is a thing. Whenever someone says song parodies aren't good, fuck off. Someone who can write an incredible song parody should be put on a pedestal and worshipped for all time.
No, your mate's Minecraft song parody that he made in his bedroom isn't good.
Oh god, no! But
you know what I mean?
It's
Weird Al's good.
Song parody is a genre that is mostly populated by talentless fucks who don't understand how comedy and music work at the same time. It's people go, right, Nostalgia Critic. Guess what? Comfortably dumb. There you go. Comfortably numb parallel is comfortably dumb, and he's just singing about this is a really dumb song. It's kind of pointless. Wow.
It's ironic the Nostalgia Critic is getting on people for being dumb.
He misses the themes completely. Right. He misses every single theme of every single song. He misreads it. There's, I can't remember the track now, but he refers to one of them as Oscar bait song. The album was written released 3.5 fucking years before the movie was. Why would any of the songs be Oscar bait? It wasn't created to be a movie. It was created to be an album. They just, oh my god, the whole parallels of Roger Waters losing his dad in Second World War, right? Yeah. No, he conflates that to, school is a concentration camp. Like, no, that's not what the... No, in the film they... Oh, for Christ.
Good.
And here's the best part.
Okay.
So...
Oh, God, there's a best part.
Best part of the trial.
All right.
Best part of the movie is arguably the trial.
Is it?
The
whole thing is a trial.
No, I mean... The Wall.
I'm
the trial because it's this culmination of all the stuff you've followed throughout the story and all these horrific, odd characters that have been part of his journey. It all comes together for that sequence. Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, in the Nostalgia Critic's video, there's these weird little CGI beasts done by a CG artist on YouTube called Fenner. One of these things just keeps appearing occasionally, and then at the end it confronts him on his shitty analysis of the film. and then I'm not going to play any sound because I don't want them to get any claim to this. Then, for some reason, he randomly gets brought into their world, and their parody of the trial is just him being harassed by these CGI creatures for 5 minutes, right? Now, it takes talent to animate computer generation, especially if you are one artist doing it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of talent. The lyrics don't make sense to anything that's happening. The lyrics are steeped in the separate lore of these characters from this guy's YouTube channel. They have nothing to do with animation, but they have nothing to do with the video or the topic. Toward the end, they sort of bitch about the wall, and that's kind of it. But also, as nice and fluid as the animation is, I've seen a lot of people say, "What's with these shitty deviant art like beasties?" And the artist Fenner has attacked them by saying, like, "Right, don't be saying things like that. That's horrible. That's something blah blah blah." But I'm sorry, they all look like some kind of furry kink dream. Every single one of them. Some of these characters are dummy thick. Look at that. The hell is that? Why is that? Also, their singing diction is terrible. You can't hear what they're saying in the thing. It's
good.
None of this makes sense. None of these characters appeared throughout the review, by the way, apart from the little black, red and white cat thing.
Yeah. None
of them appeared. So it doesn't even serve the purpose of the trial of being like a wrap-up of the story. It just happens. I want this video. Terrifying. I want it to die. I want the video to die. I would like someone to drag it out of its preset reality as a piece of digital media, bring it into a corporeal form, and stab it through the knee.
I want you to find this video. I want it dead. I want his family dead.
Watch it just crawl away until it realizes it's crawling to a cliff and it falls off the end. But the most depressing thing about this is that this is the thing that's turning his fans off of his content. This is the thing that's turning them off. Not the company allowing a sexual abuser to work under their thingy, not all the stuff that came out in the Change the Channel document we talked about last year.
Yeah.
This is the thing that's making the hardcore fans go, "This was kind of rubbish, guys. I don't know if I'm going to watch anymore."
Do you think it's self-sabotage?
No. I think it's just excessive narcissism.
Do you think that they made this and generally thought, "This is our masterpiece"?
No, they sat round, had a screening and thought this was the best thing they've ever made.
Oh, God!
This is our mark on the internet. Anyway, enough about dragging people through shit. Let's pull them out of the toilet.
No!
Welcome, boys and girls!
Welcome to, after 8 minutes of Chris's Nostalgia Critic hate.
We did Rusty Davis retrospectives the last 2 weeks. I thought we could do this episode with a Stephen Moffat cold open of 10 minutes.
We've got 2 weeks of Venom, and not the movie. 2 weeks of Venom stored up in our sacks.
I went on a holiday,
to excrete
and I feel angrier than ever about a lot of the stuff we're talking about. How does that work?
Oh man,
it's disgusting.
It's just been a couple of weeks, man. It's been a fucking couple of weeks.
It has been 14 day and trine since we here last gathered at the Tower of the Crystal.
We are a couple of days away from having to watch Joker and talk about it.
Isn't it weird?
Which I am dreading more and more with every second that it gets closer.
About 3 weeks ago, it was more, looking forward to Joker. It's interesting. And the closer it's got, the more it's like, really don't want to support this, and there is one fucking massive reason for that above the others. There's a few reasons of contention, but it's Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips keeps opening his fucking mouth.
Oh my god!
It's like, oh!
So he's the Scarlett Johansson of directors.
Oh
it's
god!
Please stop talking.
Just stop. Just talking. Do the work. Don't say anything. No publicity for you.
Todd Phillips, director of Joker, boys and girls, in the past couple of weeks alone, has attacked woke culture.
Yeah, it's impossible to be funny in this woke culture. There's nothing funny in entertainment.
It's been revealed that
Tell that to Phoebe Waller-Bridge and a fucking Emmys, you hack!
It's been revealed that his pitch for the movie was to trick people into thinking it's a comic book movie and then make a real movie, was his quote.
Fuck you, Todd Phillips. Fuck you.
Cool, so you're going to make an original concept then, are you? Oh no, you're going to sell it based on a comic book. Piggyback it off,
yeah, cool.
Okay, cool, you cunt. Add to that the fact that all the reviews I've seen there's been a lot of very positive critic reviews, but a lot of them allude to the idea that this is Taxi Driver and King of Comedy.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's not even an original film.
Yeah, a lot of the mainstream media critics have been fucking loving this film. They've been jerking off all over
and I bet there is absolutely stuff to shoot your arcing ropes of jism
We'll
over.
find out.
Yeah.
But also... So...
Apologies for that image, everyone.
I have seen more than a couple of critics whose work I follow describe it as what if Scorsese but Joker?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not interesting to me at all.
Same.
But I guess we'll find out.
You could do that with a Batman villain. You could tell a story of Harvey Dent. You could tell a story of somebody who's like goes through the ultimate level of corruption overtaking him and him being torn between the light and the dark. You could totally do a Goodfellas on something like that. I mean, but like with Joker, is the character remotely interesting when Batman isn't on the canvas as well?
Well, I mean, we can dunk on Todd Phillips all we like, but we're going to have to wait until next week to pass judgment.
I want the film to impress me. I hope
I go in there and go, you know what? I actually really enjoyed that, but we'll see if I do. We'll see what happens. But there's other things to look forward to, Christopher.
I think there are things to look forward to.
There are things to look forward to if we don't manage to...
Out. I don't have anything else I'm excited about, except for the fact that I really want to see the financial battle between Cats and The Rise of Skywalker. That's the only single thing I'm excited about now this year. Just watching those two fight.
No, someone asked me.
That's hilarious.
Ian asked me on stream the other day what I was looking forward to in October. And I looked up October films and I was actually like, oh yeah, there's some decent stuff coming out in October. So we've got... this is a digression before we get into the main news.
No, hit me. Digression? I've never heard of such a thing.
But, coming up this month, obviously we got Joker. But we got Gemini Man the week after that. We've got Zombieland Double Tap.
Aye.
We've got Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
Oh, Christ.
Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon.
That'll be good fun. That will be fun.
That's on the 18th. Terminator Dark Fate, which I'm more and more intrigued by every time I see stuff of it. I know that last trailer I thought looked like it might be an interesting film.
True, but...
Notice I don't use the word good.
Yeah.
But it might be interesting.
I already have defensive walls built up now at the notion of anything to do with Terminator beyond number 2.
Addams Family comes out on the 25th.
Yeah. I hate the voice acting in the trailers.
Which is weird considering how good the voice cast is.
Especially considering a lot of them could just straight up play them on screen.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac as Gomez Adams.
That would probably be a more interesting movie.
Was it Oscar Isaac and Charlize Theron?
Oscar Isaac and Charlize Theron.
They would be brilliant as Gomez and Morticia. They'd be great. And instead they're trapped in a voice performance. Nick Kroll is Fester.
Yeah.
He'd be great Fester.
I'd watch the shit out of Nick Kroll as Fester.
Especially if he's just playing his character from Oh Hello.
Yeah.
Just shave him bald. Stick him in a robe.
And then, tying off October, we've got fucking Doctor Sleep. More Stephen King goodness.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's quite a few films to look forward to then, actually.
So, it could be a good month. But beyond those horizons, we've had a few trailers dropped in the time that we have been away. Birds of Prey.
Favourite, Kestrel. I like the way they swoop.
Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Is that the full title?
Yes.
Something like that.
Although, by the way the marketing's going, you think it was just called Harley Quinn and some other people.
But Harley Quinn.
This trailer doesn't focus on anyone else to the point where I'm really upset about that because I'm like, you've got Black Canary in your movie.
Yeah, it just kind of flashes past
them. You've got Renee Montoya in your movie. Think about that though. We're getting Renee Montoya in live action before we get Bullock.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, technically we got Bullock.
Also, can we get Bullock?
Technically we got Bullock in Gotham. Where everyone is Bullock, because everyone's a dodgy cop with a heart of gold.
Now, I'm sorry, Bullock is not a crooked copper.
He is in everything.
He's a violent copper.
He's
not a crooked copper. Even Tim, I've never read a comic book in my life, especially never one written by Kevin Smith Burton, made the call when they were doing Batman 89 to not name the bent copper Bullock. Yeah. It was going to be Bullock, and then at some point he went, no, different name, and they called him Eckhart.
Think about the future!
But he's basically, in everything except his corruptness, he's Bullock. Like, slovenly, big guy, eating on the job, like, it's dressed like him, like, there he is. That's what, weirdly, that was the first thing that made me go, I don't want to watch Gotham. When I found out that Bullock was a corrupt cop, I went, well, they've missed the point then, so I'll wait till the end of the season.
From what I'm telling about Gotham, everyone's a corrupt cop, and also, the thing that struck me about Gotham is, when you see the inside of Gotham police station, it's like, this looks like there was a fire. Everything's black.
God, it's awful.
Why is everything black?
I'm going to announce it here in the podcast now to save myself some freaking time. People keep saying, you're going to do another Best Joker series. And I had been planning. I had been mapping it out.
Yeah.
Because there's been that many sort of interpretations of him since.
Yeah.
That it would make sense. In fact, I was going to try and bring it out to coincide with the home video release of Joker. I'm not going to do it now. Because since Joker's come out, I mean, I'd have to watch a bunch of Gotham episodes, but since Joker's come out, or since the festival the other week, every video containing anything to do with any Joker that I've made, and I'm sure it's the same with a lot of other people now, has been copyright claimed by Warner Brothers.
Fuck that.
Everything to do with the Joker. So every single episode... Now, my channel is not particularly making bank at all. It's not even monetized anymore at this point.
Because fuck YouTube.
Fuck YouTube. But I have no incentive to put more money in their pocket.
No.
If they are going to manually claim nearly 3 years after I made it, all my remaining videos. I already claimed for clips.
I don't give a fuck about copyright claim anymore because we don't make any money off YouTube.
No.
So
which is why
patreon.com/bigdamncast.
Thanks, guys.
If something gets copyright claimed, it gets fucking copyright claimed. That's fine. If one wants to take me to court about it, I'll prove fair use. That's not a problem. There's precedent for that.
Come to me, hold me.
But like,
together we'll break
these chains of love. But like, what the fuck? Like, someone uploading a full movie on YouTube. That's copyright infringement. I get that. But using clips for illustrative purposes during a video essay is not.
Oh, God,
that's fair use.
It's absolutely fair use. Absolutely freaking fair use. I think one of our Big Damn ones got claimed. It might have been one of my YouTube ones. Got claimed recently for something that wasn't even belonging to the person in question. I'm trying to remember what it was. It might be one of my recent ones, actually.
I'll have to look at the things. Because
I think it was. No, I know what it was. It was our. I think it was our Patreon trailer.
What?
It was copyright claimed. Yeah. Despite containing no copyrighted music or anything like that,
I mean, it's got some Incomtech stuff in there, but that's credited.
Yeah, and it wasn't claimed by Incomtech. So
what the fuck?
It's either our trailer or it's something I uploaded the same week. But it's mental, isn't it? YouTube's a broken house.
Yeah, it is.
Oh no, that's it. It's not our Patreon trailer. Sorry, it's my showreel.
Your show? Oh, my showreel, fuck that.
Copyright claimed for a piece of music by a company that isn't even in it.
Good.
Weird, that, isn't it?
That's the algorithm, ladies and gentlemen.
Bloody hell. So that's fun. But do you know what else is fun?
Birds of Prey. I don't know. It looks like it could be fun. I think it looks... See, you surprised me because when we were talking about it before the show, you said you thought it looked a bit dull visually.
Yeah.
And I think it looks like one of the more visually interesting movies to come out of Warner Brothers in that sort of superhero mould. It's got a... It looks like it's got that sort of music hall feel to it. Like there's going to be... It wouldn't surprise me if there are full-on musical sequences in this. Whether they be in universe or in Harley's head.
In Harley's head, that bit on stage, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, is that her performing at Sionis' club? Because it appears he's got a club.
Yeah.
Or is that in her head? Because if it's in her head, I'm all for it.
Like the hands with the eyes between the fingers is like the sort of decoration thing that's sort of hinting towards Black Mask. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, if you're basing this a little bit more off Harley's recent comic book runs, but you don't want to do the subtle fourth wall break stuff because Deadpool's kind of monopolised that in this landscape currently.
Yeah, and also Deadpool did it first anyway.
Then the way to do... Well, She-Hulk, I think, did it first, didn't she?
Out of the two, but yeah, She-Hulk did it first. And this isn't the first one to do it, but yeah.
I just want She-Hulk, that's all I want.
We're going to get She-Hulk.
I want it now.
We're going to get She-Hulk.
But now, though.
We just have to get Disney Plus first, so we have to sell our souls to the Disney gods!
The Disney devil!
Oh, God.
Oh! I want your soul for all eternity. Oh. Gosh, I'm gonna take your marriage. Mephisto, played by Goofy.
For just $6.99 a month and your soul.
I'm getting my choking hand ready. Goofy wants his money. Look it up on YouTube. The whole thing's cut together in one video. Now it's beautiful.
Glorious.
But yeah, it's... Oh, God, where was I going? If they're not going to do straight up fourth wall with Harley, then crazy dream sequences. Go for it.
I think they are doing fourth wall Harley, though. It feels like she's talking to the audience, and that might be...
As a narrative device, sure, but, don't make it a trait. Do you know what I mean? Don't make it something that that's, oh, she's aware she's in a film. Like, make it more like Scorsese-esque kind of, look into camera and delivering the narrative sort of thing. But even then, that's a little jarring because I don't want this to be Harley Quinn the movie. And I think that's why I'm underwhelmed.
That's what so many people want, though, I think.
True, but this isn't it. Like, I feel Harley Quinn the movie is a story that you deliver as a victory lap. You know what I mean? You introduce this character. What's beautiful about Harley is, as an independent character, solo character, split from her original story and purpose within like the world of Batman and everything.
Yeah.
Is that she's overcome something fucking horrible. That we, the readers or viewers, have gone like, oh my god, she's really interesting and compelling. And occasionally the story reminds us that, oh, but the situation she's in is actually really horrible. She's one of the few villains you sort of sympathise with. Like, she's scary, and she is a threat and a bad guy. Like, there's no doubting she is a bad person.
Yeah.
But you can see the good in there, and you want her to get out of that situation. So, as amusing and as wonderful as she is alongside the Joker in any media, like, you also want her to get away from him. So when she does, it's amazing. Because you finally get to see her sort of like... She's still on the crazy train. She's still a bad guy. So you get to, watch along with the villain doing nonsense and everything. And you're like, oh, God, she's bad, but she's hilarious to watch or read or whatever. Like, but you get the thing of the liberation is way... As a progressive arc for that person, that part feels like it's earned because, she's developed and pushed away from the toxicity that is... dominating her.
Well, also, I'd hope this
Whereas
movie
in this,
puts
we've not
paid...
seen that. Like this, it's like we've skipped to part 3 of a 3-part story.
I think we can see that through her aftermath. We can see that through the way that she grows after it. If it starts with her having just split from the Joker,
I mean,
it's about her growth from that point on.
I hope we get to see why she changed her mind and left him. I hope we get to see that.
Because fuck Jared Leto. Basically.
Well, I know he filmed... They said earlier on he filmed stuff for this.
Did he?
And then when he was filming Morbius in Manchester, a scene was being filmed in the States of what looked like a dream sequence. So maybe her, like, in a very sort of, typical 50s house and Pinny and all this, outside, whilst the Joker, obviously played by a fill-in actor for these shots, was throwing suitcases and stuff out of an upstairs bedroom window at her on the lawn. So... The Joker's going to be in this in some way, but they've not announced that Jared Leto's in it. Probably because they're going to cut his scenes, but they're still going to have like blurry Joker and the peripheral of a dream sequence doing this, that, and the other. But I still think you need to kind of because even if you're just going off of Suicide, if your only knowledge of Harley came from the Suicide Squad movie, all you would know is she's a crazy clown who's the girlfriend of the Joker and loves him to death. That's all you'd know, despite him clearly torturing her to start that relationship.
I think you need to get away from that.
Oh, no, for sure. But, like, the most compelling thing about her is that overall journey. And to just skip to the end, it feels clean slatey. I think part of it's the metatextual thing of I'm also thinking about how DC are handling and Warner Bros. Are handling the use of her as a franchise. I think you need to not
do that.
Yeah.
Because it's not about that.
Let's be honest. The reason this is all difficult to take in for me, and maybe for others, like, let us know in the email, bigdumbcontact@gmail.com. Let me know if I'm alone in my insanity. But I think the thing that if you could just remove it from existence and it would make me not be fussed about it, is Suicide Squad. If you got rid of Suicide Squad, I'd just be like, oh, cool, Harley Quinn. And this is a backdoor way to later on introduce a Joker into the DCU.
I honestly think that this is going to almost completely ignore Suicide Squad.
But like Batman v Super, like Justice League does for Batman v Superman, it still relies on you to have a vague knowledge of it to begin the story.
Yeah, but relying on you having a vague knowledge of it and being a direct sequel to are two different things.
Sure, but then Justice League was like that. Like, Justice League felt tonally jarring because it was ignoring Batman v Superman, yet it was based on a key plot point from the end of Batman v Superman as the thrust for its story. So Harley's personal arc here is based on something that is in a movie that they don't really want you to remember.
No,
anyway.
It isn't, because you don't see a breakup with Joker in Suicide Squad.
True, but the relationship is such a big part of who she is and why she's she's a clown.
Yeah, but you don't.
She's a bleach-skinned clown killer from
You can
Gotham
establish
City.
that without referencing Suicide Squad.
True, but I don't think they can resist.
Hey, they might not be able to. I'm just saying, this is all speculative.
Yeah. Like, I've got no clue, but I want to have a good time with this. I think Ewan McGregor playing Roman Sionis as some flash, like...
I've got a
egotistical, suave, kind of like bastard owning a club and a mafia and everything like that could be quite fun, and it'll be interesting to see how they incorporate his story into Black Mask.
I think this may well be fun, and I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
The last we were saying before, the last, 10 seconds of the trailer, that is pure Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
That is great. She's chucking the bomb
Stick
at the
of
car on the
dynamite,
highway. Like, was it Don't Call Me, what did you say? Don't Call Me, was it Lady?
Don't call me later.
Don't Call Me Lady is like, I'm okay with broad, chick, bitch.
Occasionally bitch.
Yeah. And it just chucks the bomb out of the car. Like, that's funny. I like that a lot. I don't know. I'd just like to live in an alternate universe where none of these movies except for Wonder Woman and Shazam exist.
Yeah, but you can't put that genie back in the bottle.
And we get Harley's debut in a movie with Catwoman and Poison Ivy.
I don't think you can judge this movie by its relationship to an existing movie.
True.
It's counterproductive.
How many team-up films do you think they're going to shove Harley into?
Is she in the Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Well, at least one more.
Yeah. She's in the Suicide Squad.
Asked and answered.
She's in the Suicide Squad. They will inevitably get around to Gotham City Sirens, which they've done and then shelved and done and shelved on and off the last few years.
Well, didn't this come out of Gotham City Sirens?
Sort of.
Is this not the version of Gotham City Sirens?
This came out of the Harley Quinn solo movie, but they were also developing City Sirens at the same time. But I do find that, that's the biggest gamble for me that I think they're taking, and I'm surprised they've done. If you wanted to do a movie with Harley Quinn as a focal point, but also make it a team-up, Gotham City Sirens is clearly the most marketable of the two, because the pop cultural landscape will be like, oh my god, Catwoman and Poison Ivy! And they'll be all in on it. Like, I know those guys, they're amazing. Yeah, whereas this one is, here are characters you don't really know unless you're sort of into this genre already, but they're also still not using them to sell the film.
Well, no, they're not using the sell thing because they're using Harley Quinn. But here's the thing. Mm. Going back to your point about this being connected to the Suicide Squad and it affecting it negatively for you, you say to people, Catwoman and Poison Ivy, what are the most recent, the most high-profile things they think about?
Well, I don't know, because it's not been a recent one. I mean, obviously, Batman Returns...
People think about Batman and Robin,
I think people think,
and the Halle Berry Catwoman movie.
I think that film's lost, except to bad film connoisseurs.
I don't know. It had fucking Halle Berry in it, man, at the height of her powers.
That's true, but I don't think people remember it exists.
It was before the hit and run.
Oh, God, yeah.
Halle
Berry hit and ran.
Yeah.
She hit and ran, guys. Is she good in John Wick 3?
She's very good in John Wick 3.
I'll try and forget the hit and run for a bit when I watch it.
I mean, you can. I was constantly kneeling. We both were when we watched it. Me and Keith were just like, yeah. And then there was anytime we see anything with Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick.
Oh yeah, do you remember that? Oh yeah, he's all right in this. But remember that time when he killed someone?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just there you go.
I really do love American Werewolf in London. But remember when 2 children and a stuntman died in a helicopter accident?
Yeah. Fuck John Landis.
Fuck John Landis.
Definitely fuck his son.
But not really, because that's where the problems began.
He'll try and make you, but don't. Not literally, figuratively. Fuck that guy. The King's Man.
Only now do I feel safe having my hair like this.
Yes. Yeah, it was a brave choice, I thought.
Enough time has passed.
The King's Man.
Looks fucking gorgeous.
Can we just appreciate how awesome the version of War Pigs in this trailer is?
Especially because it starts out in the score.
Yeah.
And then the song starts to creep it. Oh, yes.
More Black Sabbath in trailers, please.
I think this looks brilliant.
Yeah, I'm excited for The King's Man. I think it
I
could
hope
be
they're leaning on the quirkiness of telling a story like this in that time period. With that, what they make a point of in the trailer being like, no one expects a gentleman to be this. Like,
no one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Our chief weapons are surprise, fear and surprise. Our 2 chief weapons are fear, surprise, and
an umbrella.
Is that Gemma Arterton?
Yeah.
Can she be in more things, please? She's great.
Kind of gone away for a while,
she
isn't she?
She is great, and also she's rocking that sort of like Cockney
brogue
in this, which is really good. I mean, there's no secret that I really did not like Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
No, we were not hot on The Golden Circle.
It has set pieces I like, but I have no urge to return to it as a result of how I felt on our first viewing. I remember we were all walking back to the car, weren't we, in a car park?
Yeah.
And just going like, The fuck did we
Well,
just watch?
I popped in with my parents when they were at the tail end of watching it. They were at the whole Merlin Singers Country Road for 3 hours.
Jesus, yeah.
And
But Mark Strong,
like,
but also,
yeah,
like, that doesn't mean you have to let him carry
it's not good.
10 minutes of filler for your film.
It's just...
However, we can thank
Remember
Kingsman...
that 7-hour-long section of the movie where he just sings Country Road while he's standing on a landmine?
And I'd watch that. It was 7 hours. I watched that.
It was 3 days long, Chris.
But we can thank the Golden Circle for Rocket Man. Because let's be honest, that seed was sown.
Legitimately the best gag in the entire film.
When he leans into the camera.
That is the best gag in the entire film.
Yeah.
No matter how funny Matthew Vaughn thought anything about fingering was, and it wasn't Matthew Vaughn. So get your mind out of the fucking gutter
the Matthew
and
Vaughn,
do
Mark
better.
Miller, Matthew Vaughn, Mark Miller sequel disease
Oh,
continued in that
man.
one.
It
Where
was
the
just
sequel
awful.
doubles down on the thing that wasn't the thing everyone loved. And
Yeah, like,
but
the worst bit of the first film is the anal joke at the end.
But
That's the worst bit of it.
But without, festival culture, without roofie and negging, all that shit, and all these things that are way more a modern kind of, a storytelling device for this sort of thing.
Hoping
without
they can
that,
get away
hoping
with
the King's Man is going to, thrive more on just that central concept that made the first one so enjoyable.
Yeah. Get away from the gross action. Go back to...
Go gore. Like, go gore in the moment.
Absolutely go violent.
The way the first one does, where it's just like, fuck! Like, something happens, you go, oh my god!
But just keep Matthew Vaughn away from sexual humour because he's not good at it.
We do it in the ass.
not good at it.
We do it in the ass.
Oh, God. It's so bad.
You see,
It's so fucking schoolboy.
I'll fight for it when
just comes out of
when she
nowhere.
says that, just for his reaction of, I will be right back. Like, I will fight for that, because that delivery is really funny. But I will never fucking die on the hill of that last 30 seconds of the movie. It's just so...
And I like that they carry it on into a relationship in the second one.
Yeah, like,
I thought
they
it was
turned it into
so it's
something
not
different.
just a James Bond sort of one-night stand thing.
But then they make it into the whole, the misunderstanding, like, sexual farce thing. And it's just sort of like, this sucks. You could have done something much more original with this and deeper meaning, and instead it's
but Matthew Vaughn just can't keep his fucking schoolboy
hands
off it.
He can't keep his hidden camera out of the vagina, basically.
Oh, fuck you. But yeah, hopefully the King's Man is going to get away from all that stuff. It looks good.
Ray Fiennes.
Fucking Ray Fiennes. Fucking Risa fans.
Yeah.
Being all Rasputin and shit.
Is he playing Rasputin?
He's playing Rasputin.
Holy shit. Because I was looking at him like, that's a Rasputin looking motherfucker.
Fucking Tom Hollander's in this.
Is he?
Fucking Daniel Bruhl, Stanley Tucci.
Oh, the Tooch. I was rewatching Captain America First Avenger the other night, and I was like, Tooch is
so good.
Tooch is so good in this.
Jimon Honsu's in it. Oh, they got Ali Steadman in it. Yeah.
Holy shit, it's a really good cast,
Love
actually.
Ali Steadman.
Keep going, see what else. Damn. Sorry, guys, we're just on IMDb. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's some fucking cracking people in this, but the new sort of King's Man, the young recruit, is Harris Dickinson.
Yes.
Who is a fairly new...
new to the...
new on the scene.
New to the club.
Not got that many projects under his belt.
He's in the upcoming Maleficent.
He's in Maleficent.
Maleficent 2, Sleeping Boogaloo.
Oh, he did some stuff for Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance.
Oh, was he... Hang on, what's he credited as?
Gurgin.
Oh, he's Gurgin! Oh, shit, okay. Yeah,
I've not seen Dark Crystal.
He's in it quite a lot. I finished it this last week.
Oh!
Yeah, it made... I had a big commute from Cornwall last Friday, and I had a commute to Lincoln on Sunday.
Well,
so
let's
I
table...
took advantage of downloading Netflix on a tablet and watched a bunch of Dark Crystal.
Let's table Kingsman. We're looking forward to Kingsman.
Yeah.
How was Dark Crystal Age of Resistance? Non-spoiler, because I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god, how?
Oh my god. Right, so you've seen the Dark Crystal, I presume.
Recently, in fact. We watched it recently.
That shit's traumatic.
It's like, we watched it with a 7-year-old, and I was legitimately concerned that he was not going to dig it.
Kept looking over him like, you okay?
But he was fucking loving it.
Because that's the thing.
He loves creatures, though.
Visually, it's so compelling. This series takes that and turns it into exactly what it is on the tin. It's a nearly 8-hour film in 10 episodes, essentially.
It's a prequel. So
it is set.
Get me right.
It's set a few thousand trine before the events of the movie.
And is it post the Urskek split, or is it about the Urskek split?
The Urskek split of Mystics into Skeksis.
Yeah.
Yeah, post.
Okay, so
Wait, pause.
that's right.
When the series begins, it is society is as is. The beings arrive because obviously that's something that you know from the film. In the series, it's revealed in episode 7.
Yeah.
That they were one being and then they became 2.
Yeah.
Because the status quo of the series is that these beings arrived on Thra, and the Skeksis granted Mother Orgra the access to visions beyond their worlds. She could learn more and more. So she's sort of basically in her hibernation.
Orgra might be my favourite thing about the
Orgra
first film.
is so good in the series as well. Like, seriously, I thought Orgra would be sort of diminished. It's the whole thing of like characters used in small doses who make a big impact. If you stretch them out, sometimes ruins it. Fuck that. Mother Orgra is even more like brilliant now that I've spent 7+ hours with her in my lifetime.
Good.
She's so good. But so that's where we're at. The Skeksis have a council, a big cabal, whatever.
Simon Pegg's the Chamberlain.
They rule. Oh my god! Don't even recognise his voice.
How is his? Is it excellent?
Peg's noise is good. Yes. Make creeping sounds. Yes.
I love it.
Oh, he's
I love
amazing.
it. I love it.
The vocal cast, voice actors and puppeteers who lend their voices included, are stellar in this. Like, it's so good. But the basic setup is, they sent Orga off on her vision quest. There are rumours of an ancient species called the Mystics, but no one really knows much about them. The Skeksis rule over the land and look after the Crystal of Truth. And the Gelflings are all different tribes and cities that live in different parts of the of Thra. Like there's societies underground. There's ones live in a place called Stone in the Wood. They've all got they all are ruled by a different queen known as a Mordra.
Yeah.
And the old Mordra is like in one of the castles and all this. They all believe the Skeksis help them prosper and look after them and all this good stuff. And, pay them tribute and do all this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, up in the castle, the Skeksis are basically like, yeah, we rule over these weak little bitches. This is our world, and we'll do whatever the hell we want. And they've been experimenting on the Crystal of Truth because they've realised that it might be able to grant them eternal life. So this once pure white thing that looked after all of Thra and is the heart of this world is now decaying purple and is missing a shard. And the scientist, played fucking excellently by Mark Hamill, discovers...
Oh, motherfucker, the cast in this is incredible.
I know. I think I might be wrong. I think the scientist's chief puppeteer was Dave Chapman.
Not all the puppeteers seem to be credited properly on IMDb.
Yeah, Chapman
Warwick
is there.
is.
Maybe he's the Emperor's body. So Kevin Clash must have been the scientist then. Might be wrong. I'll figure out. He's also Gurgin. There you go. There's your Kingsman connection.
Hey!
Lovely Dave. Stoke-on-Trent. Is Warwick credited on there as well?
Yeah, Warwick's like...
Oh, Neil Sternberg.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him! I bet he put that picture up on IMDb.
Yeah, he's
a good picture.
like... He's pretty close onto the top series cast.
Warwick was the second assistant puppeteer captain, and he was the main puppeteer for the Chamberlain.
Yeah.
So
that's his main credit on IMDb.
So a lot of... the scientist discovers that they can drain the life known as essence from Gelfling, because the Gelfling are so close to Thra that they are the purest form of what makes Thra now that the crystal's decaying. So once he discovers that, they begin their sort of slow descent, a slow ascent to godhood. By trying to find covert ways to drain the life from various Gelfling and factions and how they're going to get away with it without ruining the facade that they are the noble leaders and everything. But a Gelfling called Rian, who's voiced by Taron Egerton and the Kingsman connection, is witness to the first person who is felled by the draining and starts to sow the seeds of a rebellion to spread the truth. This is Game of Thrones level, storytelling in terms of the way the kingdoms, the factions, the allegiances, the betrayals, the politics work. But it also is very aware that young viewers are going to be watching this too, so it never gets drowned by the complexity.
No.
It holds your hand a little, but it never feels like it's waiting for you to catch up. The level of world building here is insane. Like, think about what you saw in the movie.
Yeah.
Now imagine that landscape is 20 times the size, and with all the different sorts of cities, species, economies, all that would come from it. There is so much in there. You like Fizz Gig?
Love Fizz Gig.
Plenty Fizz Gigs. Though nowhere near as many as you'd think. They're a little treat when they show up.
Oh.
If you're a fan of the creatures from the movie, especially podlings, you're going to get a bunch of podlings in this. You're going to get no spoilers, but there's a place called Stone in the Wood, and there's a little pub that's mostly like run by little podlings.
Oh.
It's the cutest freaking thing in the world.
Oh.
There's the oh my god, what are they called? Oh, it's the Iraq somethings, but not Iraq. It'll come to me. But like these big spider-like creatures that are believed to be Arathin, that's it. Ooh. They're believed to be part of, sort of parasite or whatever, or allied with the Skeksis. But really, they're a rogue element. And they're just a thing that in the first couple of episodes you're like, oh, big scary spiders.
Yeah.
They call them spitters.
Oh.
Because they spit like, acidic goo at people.
Oh, good, good.
They call them spitters. You think, oh, they're just like a creature that we're going to see in the story. Cool. Later on, you even learn about what their society actually is, and what it means, and where their place is in Thra.
Interesting.
God, it's so good. You meet different. Oh God! Right, again, not too spoilery, but you meet a pair where the show finally delves into the idea of them being joint beings.
Or literal fruit.
You meet a pair of a Skeksis and a Mystic.
Yeah.
Who are the matched between the two of them. Like, they realise that they were once the was it Urskeks?
Urskeks, yeah.
They realise that they were once one, and they are played by Andy Samberg as the Skeksis.
Yeah.
Doing the most Muppet-esque voice in the whole series.
It's Andy fucking Samberg.
And it works really well. And Bill Hader as Mystic.
God. Oh God!
But obviously it's a Mystic, so lots of very slow dialogue. They have a bit where they explain the history of Thra through a puppet show.
Puppets doing a puppet.
They want to tell a story through puppetry, and like Rianne's like, really? It's oh God.
Okay.
The technicality of the execution of this thing is nuts, and I recommend it like crazy. But I do give a warning, dear listener. My wife only watched the first 5 before she was like, I have to tap out. I can't keep watching. So is everything alright? She was like, it's the Skeksis. I can't do it. I can't do it. They are disgusting, and I just can't watch this anymore. And I was like, that's totally fine. She's been saying to me since, like, what happened in it? Like, don't tell me in detail, but, like, what happened in it? And I'm like, okay, well, this happened in episode 6.
Don't tell me, but tell me.
Because she wants to watch it, but they are just that
vile.
Off it. And we were talking about it. If there was CGI, she thinks she would have coped. But because it is this is a tangible thing.
Yeah.
The grotesquerie of them is just so unnerving.
And
don't watch it while you're having tea. Good God, do not watch it while you're eating. Seriously. Any scene in the Tower of the Crystal, guaranteed you are going to see something that will immediately make you go, and I've lost my appetite.
I don't want to eat.
It's
good.
Grotesque.
I love it.
The Skeksis are the highlight for me, though. The other side of that coin is they're the highlight for me. Like the Gelfling and everybody, the way they're puppeteered, beautiful, wonderful. But there's something about the way they've brought characters to these horrible hulking bird-like things.
Yeah.
And they're all so different and so distinct. And again, the voice cast too. Like the puppeteers, massive credit to them because they've pulled it off. These things are fluid, living beasts, and they are horrific. And Brian Froud's designs, of course, as always, hold up and are just this glorious thing.
Glorious!
But it's the voice actors for the Skeksis are so perfectly cast.
Yeah.
Massive shout out to Benedict Wong as the General.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Super boy.
Jason Isaacs as the Emperor
Jason
as well is really good. It's just great. There's just lots of other people in there, like Keegan-Michael Key, and
it's a hell of a cast. Just looking at it,
just tucked in there, playing smaller parts. Neil Sterenberg is one of the puppeteers. Voices the I can't remember what he's called now. I think he's something like it's not the librarian, but it's a character. He's the Skeksis. He's the more learned of the bunch.
Yeah.
And his voice is just eerie as sin. Like, it's really creepy. Ugh. And if you're a CBBC fan, that's the other puppeteer on Hacker Time. So normally you'll have heard him say things like, Camera Rowley, Mr. Hacker, Herman and stuff. Just these really lovely little characters. And in this, he's just the skeeviest, creepiest. So good.
Love it.
But Toby Jones.
Oh,
Toby
so
Jones
not
is in
Noby
it.
Jones.
Toby Jones is in it as well.
Hey!
And he's really, really good. It's a very small part, but he's great. Eddie Izzard has a really funny fucking part in the first couple of episodes. It's so good. It's just, get on it. Get on it.
So that's the Dark Crystal Corner for this week.
Dark Crystal Corner this week. Next week, I'll say the exact same things.
One more trailer dropped this week.
Dirty bastards. Did they pick it up?
Finally. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they've dropped the ball with this one. BBC's War of the Worlds. It's alive!
Yeah.
It's actually happening!
It's real. That thing that was promised for last Christmas.
They filmed it and they didn't forget about... What the fuck has taken this so long? Because I've not seen anything in the trailer where I'm like, that must have been really... Like,
I have a theory.
The renders of the tripods look like they did in the original teaser.
Yeah.
At the start of last year.
Yeah. Where it was... Yeah, because it was... all we'd seen of it prior to this was some shots in the BBC drama trailer that when they released at the start of the year.
It's literally just the tripod rising over the church.
They show a bit of what's just come out in the last few months, and they show what's going to come out over the next few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a theory.
And that same shot's in this.
I have a theory.
Tell me the theory. Well, before you tell me the theory.
Yeah.
It's an Edwardian setting, War of the Worlds.
Good. We don't get many of those, weirdly.
Looks like it's got a great cast, but we knew that already. It's Rafe Spall, Eleanor Tomlinson, Robert Carlyle, other people as well.
Robert Carlyle. Rocking the mad scientist look.
You know, it's fucking War of the Worlds. The story's there. Like, I was going to go like, how can you fuck up War of the Worlds? And I'm like, actually, people have fucked up War of the Worlds quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
in the past. Not Steven, but I will stand by the Steven Spielberg movie.
Spielberg's is great. Yeah, it is great. It is a really good movie. It's just a shame that we every adaptation for a long time was. Yeah, but if we make it present day, then we can play on the idea of what if this happened? It's like, yeah, but part of the charm of the original is they exist in a time where they don't have heavy artillery, where they don't have nuclear fallout shelters. They exist at a time where...
Yeah, but then they just update the technology of the Martians or alien invaders to match.
True, but that period setting was so unique to a timeless kind of sci-fi story.
You know what we never got that we were supposed to be getting? The CGI animated Jeff Wayne's version.
Yeah, but
he was working on that for years and it just never happened.
But we've got the Audible.
I've not checked that out yet. I don't have Audible at the moment, so.
Michael Sheen and Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
God, there he is again.
It's everywhere, that boy.
Eggsy's following us everywhere.
Everywhere.
But yeah, it's so we've got that version at least. A musical. It's basically a musical version of the album with scenes and dialogue and everything.
There is the bit of in the album, but obviously expanded.
My theory.
But yes, your theory about
my theory, which is mine.
I'm looking at this and going,
my theory.
This could be all right. This could be all right, and it's supposed to be coming out autumn, so it'll be here soon. Probably autumn 2020 at this fucking rate, but hopefully it'll be within the next 3 or 4 weeks.
I think they have a dud.
You think they have a bad one?
I think it's a bad one. I think they've been trying to quietly salvage it, and they've just got to the point where, because it's BBC, it's co-production, I'm sure it is somewhere, but
I think it is just BBC because there is another one being produced in
one,
Europe.
Yeah,
it's an American-European co-production with the Gabriel Byrne in it.
Yeah, I think they have a dud, and they've been trying to hold. Someone along the way is not happy with what they've got, and they've been trying to do what they can, but they don't have the money, or they've been waiting on decisions, or they've been trying to get everybody together to do some reshoots or whatever, and it's just not worked out. So they've gone, we've got it, we've spent the money, we need to get this out. Because there wasn't like a massive demand for it. People weren't writing campaigns saying, where's this War of the Worlds adaptation you're doing?
They'd announced it, and then they announced that because it mostly shot in Liverpool.
Yeah.
In and around Liverpool. And then announced, and it was shot, and then there was a little bit of buzz about it, and then there was a little bit of that in the BBC drama trailer for the new year, and then it just went silent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's worrying.
Yeah.
Because when they've already started to talk about it and it goes silent for so long.
Oh, God, yeah.
And they've obviously spent a bit of money on it, if no one knows the reason that the fucking cat.
Decisions like this are only ever made if money is a part of it, usually.
Yeah.
And so I think creatively someone is upset with it, but they've not been able to fund it. It always comes down to money. I mean, Christ, look at G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Yeah.
The toys came out a year before the film because the film was also meant to come out around the same time as the toys.
Yeah.
And then they moved it, but it was the whole thing of, well, we've spent that money and that money's out in the world now, so we need to just leave that.
I mean, let's have a quick look at the
Justice League's book marketing and everything. They overspent like too soon, and then the film got released a little later than they were planning, and it's just like, God. obviously this is not like a big merchandisable franchise aimed at families or whatever, but it's still that element of the amount it must have, because they've not had it ready. They've definitely not had it ready to go, and they've just not picked an air date. Like,
no,
they'll have been working on this up until now still.
If it's an effects-based thing, that would suggest me budget, because that is what slows down effect. You can have effects done.
Photography finished like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
It does not take a year and a half to do the effects for like a 3-part
unless you can't
drama.
fucking afford it.
Exactly. Or unless you're really not happy with it.
It is the old adage of you can have it done. There's 3 cameras in service. You can only have 2.
Yeah.
Fast, cheap,
yeah,
good. Yeah. You can't have all 3. You can only have 2.
That's really good. That's a really good way to put it, actually. God damn. I think they have a dud. I think that's what it is.
I hope not. But Peter Harness adapted it.
Yeah.
He also did. I mean, what else is
the Monk trilogy?
Yeah.
Some of my least favourite episodes of modern Doctor Who.
Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell.
That was alright. I quite liked that.
Was okay. Stuff he's written.
But did I like that because of Eddie Martin, though? I think that might be why.
Wallander. Yeah, like nothing.
The only Doctor Who of his I liked was Mummy and the Orient Express.
Yeah, which to be fair is a definite highlight of Capaldi's.
It's the highlight of Capaldi.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah. Actually,
skip past the Clara stuff at the end, and you're on to a winner.
It's directed by Craig Viveros, who has done. Oh, he's directing some of the upcoming The Watch, Terry Pratchett series.
Okay.
But then we'll put Watch.
I've never been huge on the telly adaptations of the Discworld stuff.
Looking at,
I quite like going postal though.
I've liked all the
Sky
TV
ones.
stuff.
My favorite adaptation.
I haven't seen Colour of Magic, but I did like Hogfather quite a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was alright. I think it's because it felt like an event. I wonder if it stands up to rewatch. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the time, it was really cool because it was like, oh shit. The best Terry Pratchett Discworld specifically adaptations that have existed so far are the 2 animated films for Channel 4.
They did Soul Music and
Weird Sisters.
The Weird Sisters, yeah.
I
don't think I've actually seen Soul Music. I've seen Weird Sisters, but I don't think I ever saw Soul Music.
Soul Music is great. They're really good. They are really good, actually. God, I want to watch them again. But they are got the DVD.
They've cast the City Watch show, and I think it's in pre-production now.
Okay.
So that would be interesting. But yeah,
I hope it's not. I don't like the tripod. I'll tell you that for now.
I don't mind the tripod.
I think it's too static. Like, it just sort of looks very clunky.
Do you think that's probably the problem then?
Or they're not happy with the execution?
Yeah, or the design, but then they can't. It's come too far that they can't fix it.
I mean, I get it. The idea is that it's meant to be this central thread. Like, it's basically meant to be a Daddy Longlegs with 3 legs.
Yeah.
But it just sort of looks a little too... It looks like it's been designed with an easy production toy in mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's very basic. And I'm like... I mean,
to be fair,
the cover, the one in the tour and on the cover of Jeff Wayne's album, that's a similar thing, but it's got the spindlier legs with like the pistons at the top, and
that's the thing.
The more alien sort of glass on the body that makes it look like it's sort of got this pair of eyes.
If you read the book, one of the things that's weird about their technology that the narrator comments on is that they don't seem to have the wheel.
Yeah.
There's no wheels in anything.
Yeah, so it's cogs.
It's all pistons and sliding, but there's no wheels of anything.
Nothing grinding or turning. Yeah.
So it's
not cogs then.
So I can see. I was going to leave that, but
no, that's right. I picked the wrong word. I was thinking of the hexagonal as a bolt.
I'll let you dig your own hole.
Oh, God.
But yeah, it's so I can see where they've gone with that, and I don't mind the design in it, but we barely see it in motion, and I really hope it's not bad.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I love A War of the Worlds. I love that shit. I recently read the Stephen Baxter penned authorized sequel.
Damn.
Massacre of Mankind. It's pretty
Massacre
good.
of Mankind?
Massacre of Mankind.
Massacre of Mankind. Jesus. When's it
set?
set?
It's set 20 years or 12. It's set a few years after it's set sort of around the time that we will be going into First World War.
Oh, so some characters stick around.
The main character, the main narrator of the first book is a character in it.
Yeah.
But the main narrator, it's written in the same style as the first book, but the main narrator is Miss Elphinstone, who is the young woman who the narrator's brother comes across on his way out of London.
Okay.
And then they get married in the sequel. They get married after a while, then they get divorced. and she becomes like a early proto-feminist and reporter in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And then
is it set in the US?
No, it's set
Worldwide.
Set worldwide.
Okay.
But there is a big focus on Britain because also the Martian invasion changed the course of history coming into
that's a great angle to tell it
into the
from.
First World War. So the First World War didn't happen.
Okay. The same way.
Not the same way, but like the German Empire is a thing, but they didn't go after Britain. They've kind of been stuck in war with Russia, and that's a whole front thing there. And America should be off to the side doing its own thing. It's a really fascinating book. I quite enjoy it. I quite enjoyed it. They've got it at Swinton Library. Go get it. So yeah, that's good. So yeah, it could be a good book. We hope not. Final bit of news.
Something that could be good.
Something that could be good. Surprising no one. Surprising literally no one. Because this was basically just a result of two corporations swinging their dicks in public. Spider-Man's return to the MCU for
2 movies!
1 more Spider-Man film and 1 more spin-off movie.
Now,
so, presumably an Avengers type team thing.
This could be how it's prolonged, because there is currently no announced movie that's clearly a team-up or spin-off.
No. But they've announced that it's
2021 for the third
Spider-Man 3
film.
John, they're in
Which
talks
is good, because if you want to be the kids in senior year, you need to start shooting in the next year and a half before those actors believably stop looking like they're in high school.
It wouldn't surprise me if they just skipped to college.
I don't know. I think finish the high school trilogy, because then if Sony do take him back later, you can work out the legal stuff of like your version of MJ and this and that. They're bringing some of those elements into Sony, and you can end the story that is clearly set up in the credits of Far From
Home. That's the thing, that they've got to kind of move quickly on that, because that is that's tricky.
Do that, get that story resolved, and basically by the end of that solo film, put the toys back in the Spidey box.
Yeah.
So that if then Sony are like, right, no, he's ours now, they can continue to tell their own thing on their own way, in a way that doesn't feel like he's been ripped from his family.
Depending on
Do it in a way that feels like he's now off on his own, being a friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man with a low-tech suit and all that stuff.
Depending, of course, on whether Sony is still Sony by then and haven't been bought by Apple.
Oh God, yeah. Jesus,
there is that whole can of worms.
Jesus,
but yeah, I mean,
or Apple full of spiders.
They're in talks with John Watts to come back and do another one. To come back and do a third.
I think that's the best. Thematically and everything, just get the band back together for that third one and tell chapter 3.
I think they have to tie it off now, just in case.
Yeah, make it the end of that era of Peter.
Yeah. Send him off to college.
And then after that, it'll just be like when a new head writer takes over the book. Do it that way. And if then Holland wants to stick around for that next one, he can. If he doesn't, you recast it, but you can still pretend it's that incarnation.
Yeah.
You know, because he's never going to interact with the MCU again, so that's fine.
Exactly.
As for the team-up movie, I imagine the team-up movie will either be a post-third Spidey one, or it will be a surprise, Spidey's actually a supporting character in this movie.
Yeah, like Civil War style.
Yeah. Doctor Strange? No, that's going into production now, isn't it?
It's not going into production yet.
Oh, because that's the most likely.
That's not until 2021.
That's the most likely, because he's Doctor Strange is one of the most recurring other Marvel heroes who pops up in Spider-Man stories. So that seems
that would make sense.
That seems like a In fact, hey,
what if they surprise us with
a very subtle one moment in time kind of strange retcons the identity thing?
No.
No? Oh,
it's a team-up movie, like popping up as a supporting cast member in another film.
Yeah.
What if they surprise us with a little bit cheeky Fantastic Four?
Oh God, yes. I don't want to take away focus from their first movie, though. I don't want to take away focus from their first movie. If it was their second movie, and they literally prolonged the contract that long.
Yeah.
It's just like, Sony, we want him back. Disney We're still using for that team-up movie. It's 2027!
So?
It's like, so? He's going to pop up in Fantastic Four 2 and have coffee with Johnny Storm.
You know? Why not? So, yeah.
All I know is, you can tell that Tom Holland it has been a strain on him. He gave a suggestion of that. I think I'll be honest, I don't think it was this is definitely going to happen scenario based on what Kevin Feige said around the time of D23. I think this is what everyone wanted to happen.
Yeah.
and the companies were going to find a way, but the individuals had no idea if it was going to go ahead.
I think
because Tom definitely was none the wiser. I mean, the day after it was announced that he wasn't going to be in the MCU anymore and all that kerfuffle, he takes a day out, and on Instagram it turns out he spent the day hiking and having lunch with Robert and just hanging out with him, and it obviously was like his mate has called him up and been like, I think you need a day off, like let's go hang and do some weird shit for a day. And when it was announced, Tom Holland's only statement was he posted a clip from Wolf of Wall Street on his Instagram. You know, the bit where he's like, I'm fucking going nowhere. You know what I mean? And everyone cheering, like, that's all he posted with it was a spider emoji as the caption. So it was like, I think he and several individuals, maybe even Feige, because I think this is more an Iger and everything kind of call. I think individuals had no idea where this was going to go.
Well, I don't mean that it was behind the scenes. It was always going to be.
It was never like they laid it out
because they took the negotiations to the court of public opinion.
Yes,
this was always going to happen because Sony and Disney were both going to look at all the bad PR they were going to get from this and go, all right, we've got to sort something out.
Oh yeah. Oh right. So they were all kind of trying to harness their own big dick energy.
Yeah, that's why.
And then got outed by the fact that, oh no, people have an actual emotional connection to this stuff. It's not just about them throwing $12 at us once every couple of years.
But I think that's that. But I think that was also done deliberately to force a deal.
Yeah,
because these companies
it's dirty that they have to do that.
The whole thing's dirty. That's why I struggled to get too personally invested in the idea of not having another MCU Spider-Man movie, because at the end of the day, it's all just about money and how much money they can make.
We've been very, very lucky that pretty much every Marvel movie in the MCU, including the two Sony adjacent ones, we've been very lucky that they've been made by competent filmmakers who are great at telling a story.
That's where Disney stand up, where other, apart from the fact that they're monopolising the industry, and that's bad shit.
So we're not talking about Disney the company, we're talking about Disney Studios.
The creatives at Disney, and the people who make the films, the thing that they understand, and we've said this time and time again, is that if you want people to keep buying your products, you have to keep making quality products.
Yeah.
And they've learned those lessons by trial and error. They've had their periods where they've just churned out shit.
And they still look at the live actions.
Yeah.
The live action remakes.
But look at
no substance to them.
But they're of a certain baseline of quality in terms of the craft of filmmaking.
Yeah.
So, you can't... Yeah, then you might not be in love with them, they might not be groundbreaking, but there's that base level of, this is at least this good, it is at least this competent.
Meanwhile, Marvel, their animated studios pictures, the Pixar stuff, they are releasing plenty of stuff where you're like,
you could argue the same thing, where all of that stuff is at least a certain base level of competency and quality. Like, look at Thor: The Dark World, the worst MCU movie, hands down.
Yeah, not a bad movie,
but because competently put together, bland but decent action sort of sci-fi movie. It's fine, and that's sort of the worst thing you can say about it. Same with Iron Man 2, which is the weak link. It's fine, it's competently made, it's not a catastrophe.
And Sam Rockwell.
And Sam Rockwell's great in it. So, that's the thing that Disney have over... that's the thing Disney have over a lot of other studios, and it's what's enabled them to become the monopoly that they are becoming. Is that they know, you want people to spend money on this, you have to have a base level of quality. And even if it is only a base level of quality, you have to have that consistency, which other studios can't seem to pull off.
They're completely sort of it's totally on the financial side.
Yeah.
That's where their be all and end all goal and what it is, which is why so many of them fail spectacularly. Dark Universe. It's all I know is I'm happy for Tom. I'm really happy for Tom.
Yeah.
I'm really happy for Jacob and Zendaya and all the supporting cast, because they are now at least guaranteed to actually be in another Spider-Man movie. Because they were all in that legal thing too of they belong to the MCU.
Yeah.
That's why, believe it or not, MJ being different and it being sort of a twist in the first movie is the way it is, because Michelle Jones is owned by Marvel Studios, not by Sony.
Which is where the
Sony own MJ.
Apart, yeah.
So
It's
her
weird.
being called MJ, and like on the toys, for example, like I got the 2-pack, the Homecoming 2-pack of figures.
The Homecoming 2-pack.
Homecoming 2-pack.
Oh, they're branching out.
Oh yeah.
That's a cameo and a half.
Yeah, believe it or not, he's still alive.
Hey.
No, the Homecoming 2-pack is Spidey in the poster outfit, in the talking to Karen in the hammock outfit.
Oh yeah.
So it's a Spidey figure, but he's in the school blazer with the hoodie.
I love that.
And it came with an MJ with swappable heads. Both are absolutely perfect freaking sculpts of Zendaya. It's amazing.
Brilliant.
But on the packaging, like a lot of random characters can be for copyright reasons, it's credited as Spider-Man and Marvel's MJ. And I think in this case, it's because it's like, yeah, they own this
version of it, yeah.
Sony could spin Peter Parker off and other stuff and him have to be played by Tom Holland.
But
they'd have to have a different MJ.
It's not also when
it's really weird.
It's not just when it's like a specific version of a character, it's also when it's a very generic name.
Yeah, Marvel's Scorpion.
Yeah. Like you see it on Transformers all the time. Like,
Marvel's Sandman.
You can't have just Jazz. It has to be Autobot Jazz.
Yeah.
Because Jazz is too generic to trademark.
Yeah.
It's
which is
that
weird,
kind of thing.
which is weird, because all it is a piece of paper on the packaging that's saying the name of the character.
Yeah.
But
It's
just
weird.
in case they've
weird.
got to, for the legality, it's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Now give us Kraven the Hunter. Don't make him
not in a spin-off solo movie.
not in a spin-off. Give us Kraven and
maybe-
that fan theory that Kraven's a Wakandan character. Yeah, go for it. Absolutely go for it. Because who else is going to be like, yeah, I grew up in a continent where I had the fiercest fucking animals to hone my skills, and also my freaking spear's made of vibranium. Like, do you know
But
what I
then
mean?
you
Go
can't
for
call
that.
him Sergei Kravinoff.
He could have been born into Wakanda.
Maybe we'll get a glimpse.
Secret romance.
Maybe we'll get a tease of it in the Madam Web movie that's coming from the writers of Morbius.
Now, I know-
Morbius, which isn't even out, but they've already commissioned the writers to do a Madam Web movie.
Now, I know Dan Slott on Twitter pointed out that Madam Web that we're all picturing heads right now isn't the only Madam Web.
Yeah, it could
And
be
it's like, that's Julia Thingy,
Julia Carpenter.
Spider-Woman 2,
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo. But I just... No. Madam Web should be a component in another story. Do you know what I mean?
No,
She should be in
no,
someone
because
else's
they've got
story.
to have...
Oh, God.
Every Spider character has to have their own movie, Chris.
God.
Let's get into
Do
some
what we want and
emails.
just make a Peter Porker movie. Just give us a Spider-Ham animated flick. That's all I want. That's all I want. And don't even write a script.
No,
just
just
give John Mulaney a studio
Put
for
him
3
in front
weeks
of a microphone and
see what
say
happens.
things. Just poke him. Do the voice. Do funnies.
Turn it the other way.
Do funnies.
Flip it. Have Bill Hader write the script on cue cards
Yeah.
and show them to John in the booth. But like with the Stefan thing
Yeah.
on SNL, have Bill change the occasional joke that John has no idea about, and then show him the thing.
And also give him direction only in the form of facial expressions.
Yes.
Being directed entirely by Bill Hader pulling faces at you.
I recently binged all of the Stefan sketches, now knowing the actual context, and it's amazing.
Well,
But without the context, I was like, I don't get it. It's funny lines, but he just keeps laughing. I don't understand. Now I'm like, oh my God, it's because John Mulaney's changing the jokes last second and Bill Hader's just seeing them for the first time.
well,
This is glorious.
speaking of Bill Hader,
Can we speak of Bill Hader? I started Barry. I watched episode 1.
yeah, I honestly
I really
can't-
like it, but I can see why you
I
had
just
to take a
couldn't.
breather.
I couldn't carry on. It's just so crushingly depressing.
Yeah. But I've watched Dark Crystal, so I'm ready for anything depressing.
Yeah. Okay. But
I've
yes.
seen Skeksis eating.
Oh God.
I'm ready for anything now.
God, are you sure? You wait until you get more of Henry Winkler in it.
Love Henry Winkler.
He's so good in it.
He's amazing. He
Anyway.
once dressed up in he wrote a kids' book series called Hank Zipser, which was adapted into a CBBC show. And he oversaw the adaptation, and he played Mr. Rock, the music teacher, in it, which was great. And it was while I was presenting at CBBC, and we always wanted to get him in, but we just could never make the schedules work.
Yeah.
We wanted to get him in to talk about the show.
Oh.
But in one episode it's Halloween, and everybody's dressed up in costume, like at the schools, like a school Halloween disco, what have you.
Okay.
And he dresses up as Alice Cooper. And the thing is, when Henry Winkler wears the Alice Cooper, the eye makeup and a wig, he looks like Alice Cooper.
Well, yeah, he's got the same sort of slightly melted face.
It's really weird.
What happens
I
when
sent
you get old?
I sent a still to Lucy, who's a huge Alice Cooper fan. She was like, he's on a CBBC show. I was like, that's Henry Winkler. What? Yeah. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to pull up a picture
Yes.
while you read this beautiful email.
But yes, this one comes in from Lewis and sharing their thoughts on It Chapter 2. So it's from a while back. It says, hello, Chris and Matt. So I saw It Chapter 2. Now, I've never read the book or seen the miniseries. The only background I have for this story is the 2017 film, which I really do love. After hearing mixed things, I decided to go into the sequel with an open mind, and I enjoyed it for the most part. As I said, I didn't have any preconceived notions going in and didn't know what to expect from the ending due to my unfamiliarity with the story. Starting with what I didn't like, it's way too long, totally doesn't justify its length, and the second act felt extremely repetitive. I enjoyed watching these characters I've warmed to go off and do their own thing, but this whole section just felt like a checklist. A character walks into a room, a scary set piece happens. The film repeats that 6 times in a row, and it gets so tiresome with no real breaks in between. The pacing really damages the film in my opinion, but the rest of it is pretty great. The cast are exceptional. Bill Hader is of course the standout, but the rest of the adult losers are all fantastic. Bill Skarsgård continues to amaze as Pennywise. He's so fun to watch.
Hello.
It's a shame there aren't any more scenes with him in. Whenever he does show up, you can't take your eyes off him. He reminds me of Robert Englund, bringing such personality and menace to the role. It won't happen, and probably shouldn't, but I can totally imagine Skarsgård leading a horror franchise as Pennywise in the same vein as Elm Street. Agreed.
It shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't happen.
But we too could imagine
But I could imagine it. Highlights from him with the bleachers scene and the I Know Your Secret scene. So cool and creepy. Yes.
That's on.
Yes.
I was listening to some of the
Yes.
score yesterday by sheer coincidence, and the track called "Dirty Little Secret" is the score from that scene, and the track is called "Dirty Little Secret Feet Pennywise," and it's because him singing that bit is on the soundtrack.
Well,
Midway through the track, this voice just creeps in like, "I know your secrets." Oh, this is really weird.
funny you should mention the soundtrack. It tugged at my heartstrings too. The ending did get me mostly due to the score.
Hey!
It's so wonderful. The track Blood Oath from the previous installment is just gorgeous, and I was happy to hear it here again. Overall, not as good as the first one, but I'll be revisiting this in the future, and I'm excited to do so despite its obvious flaws. And of course, we've been seeing Andrea Machete out there talking about doing a supercut, like a 5-hour long version of both films mashed together and with new scenes added. So we may
2 scenes he wants to film that don't exist.
we
yet.
we may well see some more of that in the future, and it would be nice to, because it's just one of those. It is one of those works that I go back to every so often. And it just, as I get older, I feel differently about it and get different things from it. And I can imagine the films being like that.
Yeah.
As you go back. Because they do a much better job, I think, than the miniseries of capturing the spirit of the novel. Even if, I liked the length of Chapter 2 because I like to sort of bathe in it, but I can totally see why it puts people off.
That's a great description of what sort of suckers you in if you're a fan of the way the Chapter 2 plays out, bathing in it.
This is a really interesting one. This comes from...
Also gives me wrinkly tips.
This comes in from Luca, who looks like to be a first-time writer.
Hey, Luca.
And says, oh shit, Tusk on Prime. What? The stuff is on Prime. Oh, I'm watching some Prime later.
Wait, the stuff? Where's the stuff?
The stuff there.
Oh shit! Sorry guys, we're getting momentarily
Kiki's
distracted
just
by
in
Prime.
the room strolling through Prime, and I've just seen like 3 movies on there that I want to watch.
I could have let you, Tusk.
Sorry.
No, I keep forgetting about it.
It's on Prime. That surprises me.
is on
You think they'd
Prime,
want to
yeah.
get people to spend some money on that right now? But,
And well, I've been
it's a
watching.
good thumbnail too.
I've been on Prime watching some Alien rip-offs recently.
Yeah.
For reasons which will become clear in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, there's some interesting stuff on Prime, to say the least. This one comes in from Luca.
Hey, Luca, first time
says, dearest friend, official CDJ. So, obviously a Twitter follower.
Okay, in person.
I seen after your SoundCloud account you are taking care of growing your effect on social medias.
What's...
Will such as to assistance you if I could by featuring you what many indicated me. I've been employed stressful on needing to enjoy my SC profile, raised on searches, and obtaining more interaction. Nonetheless, it was for sure hard. Thankfully, I've received some dear close friends of mine. They demonstrated me this place, musicsupport.club, where I in fact come on enthusiasts together with best stuff is that I get to order as much as I do want to. You is able to see for yourself what's out there, or you can just ask me and I also will show you more. Always keep it up. I believe you're doing ideal. Far love from Luca Goodman. Thanks, Luca, for
Thanks,
those
Luca.
very kind words of encouragement.
I mean, we can't necessarily endorse music club, support club, or what have you, but we appreciate you getting in touch.
I like that you're able to go somewhere where you can come on Enthusiast together.
Yeah.
That's that. Whatever floats your boat, Luca.
We're not going to kink shame, Luke.
This one,
Fucking hell!
I had to say that one. It was just so.
I'm so glad you did.
It was just so wonderful.
Now cast it into the fiery pits of hell.
Because we get a couple of those every week. We get a couple of like spam emails from the SoundCloud being like, "How to optimize your SEO? I think you're doing great. I can help you get your music out there." Like, obviously, this is a robot because we don't make music.
Because you referred to us as either Big Damcast or Official CDJ.
Always Official CDJ, yeah. Because they just scrape it from the SoundCloud feed.
Straight from the RSS. God damn it.
It's the return of Tom Monty. You know what, Chris? I'm feeling charitable. I'm going to do the voice. I'm going to do the voice.
You said you'd only bring that out for special occasions.
It's a special occasion. I want to. That's a special occasion.
It's my justification for getting a Mackey's.
Dear Chris and Matt, I was thrilled to see that you would be discussing the RTD era of Doctor Who, so I thought I'd ask you some RTD era themed questions. What scene from the RTD era of Doctor Who, if any, is guaranteed to make you cry when you rewatch? For me, the Ninth Doctor's regeneration always makes me tear up. The way he is so accepting, and the fact that it's so sudden, and the way the music swells at his final words is absolutely fantastic, if you'll pardon the pun. It's such a beautiful scene, and probably my favourite regeneration. What are your thoughts on Nine's regeneration? What do you think of his final line? So was I. Favourite story from each series of RTD's era, counting all the specials as one series. For me, Series 1, Bad Wolf, Parting of the Ways. Series 2, The Girl in the Fireplace. Series 3, Human Nature, The Family of Blood. Series 4, Silence in the Library, Forest of the Dead. The specials, The Waters of Mars. If you had to give one of 9 stories to 10 and one of 10 stories to 9, which would it be? 2 answers! And how do you think this change would affect these stories? Yours, Tom Monty.
Thank you, Tom.
Well,
we'd love to answer, but we've run out of time now.
Yeah,
so we'll see you all next... No, go on, we'll have a quick start.
Right, what scene from the RTD era of any of you is guaranteed to make you cry when you rewatch? I don't
Any loving
cry.
for the RTD era is
I
a
don't
fan.
cry. I don't cry, Doctor Who. It's never been able to get that illicit reaction from me. Quite
the
so,
serum.
there's nothing guaranteed to make me cry.
For me, my last rewatch...
It's certainly emotional.
My last rewatch of Father's Day made my eyes vibrate.
Yeah, I can get
I was
close.
I was on the cusp of going because, like, as I've got older, I've realised more and more the weight of what Pete is doing, and when especially you see the way he performs, it's brilliant when you notice.
Yeah.
You know, that when he's figured out what he needs to do, it's like, oh my god, and the fact that he's saying goodbye to the daughter he's never really going to know.
Yeah.
But he's had this chance to get to know her this one day, and you know that's heartbreaking stuff. So that one's the closest I get to sort of.
I can get close, and Father's Day is certainly a candidate for that. And I'm not being like, oh, I'm too much to cry. It's just like, no, it's never really hit that level of emotional depth for me. But
also, doesn't help that you finger yourself while you're watching it.
Yeah, well, you know, you just got to make your own entertainment, haven't you? I've got to do something with my hands. And
Oh God, disgusting.
So,
I feel like if it would ever make me happy cry at some point, it would be, it would probably be School Reunion.
oh yeah, School Reunion has its moments actually.
When she sees him in the gymnasium.
When she sees the TARDIS.
And then the following conversations after that, it's like, oh my God, yeah, that's pretty beautiful.
Unquiet Dead.
Yeah, a little bit.
When he tells Rose that Gwen's already dead.
Yeah, that's hard. That's really hard.
Yeah,
that's
you can't save her. She's already gone.
She's gone. Like, she's gone, and she chose to do this.
That's quite sweet.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on Nine's regeneration? It happened.
It is my favourite. No, it is my favourite of the modern run. Because it's the, again, if you want to hear about it, go on YouTube, search up 9 as 10.
Yeah. Well, it's setting the tone, isn't it? It's setting the tone for this new series of, and it's introducing that idea to a whole new generation.
Also, this Doctor has not. He's the Doctor, but he's not been himself.
No.
Like the way he has been prior to this. But hey, thanks to Rose, like he's going to crack back into what he always
it's that
was.
transitory phase is over. This is he's the butterfly coming out of its chrysalis at this point.
Yeah, nine's the chrysalis and 10's the butterfly, and Rose is the reason for it happening. And it's so, I love that. And I do like the way he sort of accepts it, because sometimes it could be quite when 10 was reluctant and everything, like that is kind of shocking, because none of the Doctors have ever really, apart from number 2, none of them have really passed on reluctantly. You know what I mean? Like Troughton is, of course, they don't word it as an execution, but on reflection, it's like, oh my God, he's been executed.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Like he's like, you're making me giddy, no, and all this. And you sort of see his face starting to warp and all this. So
but it's okay because season 6B happened.
No, it didn't. So, but you know what I mean? So like, but all the rest of them, they kind of accept it quietly, and that's really sweet. And my favourite regeneration from the original run is 3's, because I love the fact that he's like, he sees that Sarah Jane's worried. He's like, tear Sarah Jane, no, don't cry. When there's life, there's, and he fades away. He doesn't even get to stop. But the last thing he does is he tries to comfort his friend. And 9's is very much the same kind of vibe. Like he's saying thank you to Rose. He's establishing to the new young viewers this is regeneration. This is what this is about.
You better get used to it because you're going to be seeing it every 4 years.
Get used to this bone structure, Doctor.
Yeah.
One day you're going to be shaving it. So it's like I love that. I love it so much that I nicked his last words for my last live link as part of Chris and Hacker.
Yeah.
Because before I leave, I said to Hacker, I said, "Do you know what? You were fantastic." But we did the Frank side bottom arms every time we said fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You know what? So was I.
So was I.
And that was my one condition on my last link. I was like, I want to have those words. Originally, here's a bit of background for CBBC that I don't think I've ever talked about on mic before.
Okay.
I was originally going to regenerate into my replacement. That's what I pitched. But they screwed it up in several ways. One, they hadn't cast anybody in time.
That's the big one.
They were really bad with it. Shortly after, they made Karim a new permanent presenter, so it would have made more sense for it to just be Karim, but they hadn't confirmed, locked that he was going to be a permanent presenter at that point. And he'd already appeared at a couple of days prior to that, so it wouldn't have
that would
as
kind
well.
of stymied that idea from working.
Also, logistics. The moment you say to a team of exec producers, we kind of want to do something like this, it doesn't cost that much, it's just literally a trick shot and we just play it in.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, it's a bit too complicated, don't bother with that. So, oh, cheers guys. But then also I got offered Charlotte Saturday, so it was like, it doesn't make sense for me to regenerate if I'm going to be doing a different slot on the channel.
No, it's just out of order.
Yeah.
You live your life out of order.
Like River Sanju.
Oh, River Sanju. Okay, favourite story from each series. I'm sure we've done this.
Yeah, Babble Part of the Ways.
I'm sure we've done this.
I would just shit him out. Babble Part of the Ways.
Yeah. Series 2. What did I say for Series 2 last time?
School Reunion for me.
Yeah, School Reunion.
School Reunion or maybe Impossible Planet. Satan
No, Impossible Planet Satan Pit. Yeah, Impossible Planet Satan Pit. Every time. Series 3, Blink.
Utopia. There's just something about that. I don't think it's the strongest story, but it's that's the one I have the most visceral reaction to, because I remember watching it go out and being like, as everything's falling apart in the last 10 minutes.
Series 4, Midnight.
Midnight, yeah. Very close second turn left.
Specials. What was a Mars? If you had to give one of 9 stories to 10 and one of 10 stories to 9, what?
So if you're just talking about basic, forgetting the character arcs, but just basic plot, Aliens in London, World War III. If we're just going for the basic plot of like the idea of farting alien baby things in Downing Street, that would have been fun to watch Tennant play off against, because it's very much sort of in his vein. And he never really got a Slitheen scene, did he? You briefly see a Slitheen in Attack of the Grask, but he's not on screen with it.
Of course.
And then there's a Slitheen in the bar when he's saying goodbye to Jack in End of Time. And that's it for Slitheen. And I'd give Chris Midnight.
That's a good shout,
Eccleston doing Midnight would be really interesting.
Yeah. 'Cause, again, it's basically a stage play.
Yeah. Which is why that would work so well. It'd be really cool to see him.
With his slightly more abrasive personality, it might be.
Yeah. Because he's not as friendly at this point. Like, he's still kind of detached from people.
Yeah.
So he would be going to see the Medusa Cascade, whatever it was called.
Whatever
He'd be going to see that just because he wants to see it, not because... he wouldn't be chatting away with all the passengers. Would he? He wouldn't be...
No.
The way Tennant sort of fucked up the entertainment system, then he's like, I guess we're all going to have to talk to each other. Like, Eccleston wouldn't be doing that. He'd be trying to get his head down. And also, it would have been a reunion.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be
well.
Yeah. Very good.
I didn't think I had an answer for that, but
I'm not sure I do. So...
Couldn't have put 9 in School Reunion, because he definitely would have found himself again much sooner, and Series 1 would have ended really quickly.
Yeah. Definitely. You know what might be interesting? Put Chris in Age of Steel.
Yes.
Because he's not as blendy in as Tennant is.
That's true.
Like,
that's very true.
He wouldn't have disguised himself as a waiter.
You're not disguised as a waiter. Changed my jumper.
Yeah. he would have been much more sort of blunt about it, I think.
Yeah.
And sort of barged his way into everything.
So has anyone seen anything fall out of the sky recently?
And would be very panicky. And by the same token, put Tennant into
Empty Child. Ooh, yes.
And see how he approaches that differently.
Because the 10th Doctor's... We don't really see the 10th Doctor bounce off of kids very much,
no.
do we? Whereas we do with the 9th Doctor. We realise the 9th Doctor is actually really good with kids.
Yeah.
And then we don't really see that again until the 11th Doctor.
We've got Fear Her.
Well, like I said, good with kids. That was Matt and Chris, two lifelong Doctor Who fans, reluctantly answering a Doctor Who question.
That's it, kids.
That's it, boys and girls.
We'll be back next week. We're going to have to talk about Joker next week.
Yeah, and it'll be spoiler-filled too, so don't come into next week's episode expecting a spoiler-free take on the new Joker movie. But if you are worried about non-spoilers, I'm pretty damn sure one of us, if not both of us, will upload a video in the coming days.
We're going to get into it. Yeah, the earliest I'll be able to see it is Sunday, but we'll sort that out off air.
Do you know what? We'll go see it early next week. I don't want to give Todd Phillips any extra help, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we've got to do something to support him because it is so hard to be funny
It's so hard
in these
funny.
woke times.
Yeah, everyone's so woketh.
We're so woke, and you can see it for yourself. Get to @BigDamnCast on Twitter. Get in touch with us, bigdamncontact@gmail.com. Keep an eye out. Twitch.tv/BigDamnStream for regular streams.
If you want to support the show, then please consider donating to or spreading the word about patreon.com/BigDamnCast. Exclusive content is yours early for as little as $1 a month upwards.
Yes.
That was an advert. But not a sponsorship. Let's pick a sponsor.
Can we sponsor ourselves?
Let's pretend we've got a sponsor.
I've been trying HelloFresh recently.
Today's episode has been brought to you by HelloFresh.
It hasn't.
Bloody hasn't.
But I've been enjoying HelloFresh. And that's all I have to say about that.
I've recently been trying to